Suck it, cat. You're just gonna have to suffer in there. You little bastard. I hope everybody on YouTube can hear you cry. Oh, is the kitty upset? Hey, Mark. Hey, TK. Oh, there's somebody else there I saw. CR Fishing Trips and Tips and Tricks. Hello. Vishal and Ian. Gotta eat my breakfast. Let's, if I can arrange it so you can't see it. There you go. If you hear any moaning, it's my cat. I locked him in a room and I'm punishing him. He's not a happy kitty. He does not like being locked away in a room alone. Oh, it's 11 o'clock here. I discovered that there's a stuff called Multimeal, and it's just as good as cream of wheat at a fraction of the price. I like cream of wheat, but it's expensive, so I don't get it very often. So I found Multimeal, and I'm super happy. Pretty good. I had to punish the cat today, so he's locked away in the third bedroom, and he's not happy about it. Kind of a cream of wheat. I guess it's in the same class as oatmeal. Really? In Edgewood? What's in Edgewood? Today we are going to tear down the hot end for the Sermoon D1. And I have no idea what I'm doing, so you guys will learn with me. You can get cream of wheat at the Dollar Tree. I assume you can also get it at the grocery store, but I never look because it's expensive. And then, oh yeah, no, Smith's has it. I saw it at Smith's. And then I found out about Multimeal, and I looked it up, and it's just like cream of wheat. So I grabbed it. It's like a third the price of cream of wheat. And cooks faster. Well, the hot end keeps jamming on me. And we are pretty confident that there's a gap in the PTFE tube. It would make sense because it would print for a while, then jam up. Because the fans are working good. So most likely there's a small gap in the PTFE tube. It's called Multimeal. Apparently they do cereal too. Is it space food? What makes you think that? Hi, Nosy. Hi. What's the matter, baby? Come here. Yeah. How you doing? You're such a good boy. So it's this stuff. Multimeal. Oh, let's check that out. I got to be careful going to too many websites because Firefox brings this computer to its knees. How's it going, tripod? Oh, tripod's garage. Oh, there we go. I have one of those up there, too. No, I trapped him in the third bedroom, and he gets pissed off when I do that. He does not like being alone, locked away in a room. And so that's punishment for him, because he went over and ate Noel's food again. So he ate his whole bowl of food, and then he went over and ate all of Noel's food. Greedy little bastard. Nope, not yet. Still, I'm sitting freaking on the ground damn near. I tried for 10 minutes to get the damn thing to stay up this morning. It wouldn't do it. My chair needs Viagra. The probability of there being anybody in Edgewood is close to 0. It's an absolute miracle that you exist. Today we're going to repair the hot end on the Sermoon D1. It's most likely a PTFE gap. Normally that would not be something worthy of a video because it's just a hot end repair, but this is a weird hot end, so we're gonna... I don't remember what that name was. I'm pretty sure that was Messenger, wasn't it? Okay. Were you Zach? Well, hot end issues happen. It's a PTFE lined hot end. So there's likely just a small gap between the nozzle and the PTFE. So where did you contact me on? What medium did you use to contact me? Oh, there you go. I see. I think that's you. Yeah, just make something. There you go. So, how do you say that? Is that Reciept? How do you pronounce a double C? Do you pronounce it like a CH, or does it get a high sound, or? Ooh, I did it good this morning. I added a little vanilla to it. Reciept? The cats are doing good, except Ender's in quiet time right now. He's cool. I got it. Ender's locked up in this room back here. I chased him and he ran away into that room, and so I was like, "Good, now you're trapped." And I closed the door. He's in there going meow, meow, because he wants out. So I might walk away in a few minutes just to go stand by the door and mock him, because he hates it when I mock him. Little bastard. Oh, he's pissed. He does not like being alone. Well, he's never been alone, ever. You know, he's always been one of us here, except when we go out to the grocery store. And so he does not like being locked away alone. Yes, it's direct drive, but the thing is, it's not an easy direct drive. Like most of the printers we deal with, where it's very easy to pull apart the hot end, because the hot end is a weird custom job, and it's sitting between the bearing blocks on the rails, on the rods. So it'll be interesting taking it apart. Hi, baby. How you doing? Did he eat all your food? Did he eat all your food? That greedy little pig eat all your food, huh? Yeah. You got covered in stuff again. Finding something new to rub against? Ender's just so food greedy. It's weird. I mean, I give him plenty of food, but he's just so greedy for food. Ender's a devourer, so he'll just devour the whole bowl of food. And little Nosy here, he's a pecker. He just like, you know, peck, 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 peck. He eats slow, and it doesn't take much to yeah, leave the camera low, baby. So it doesn't take much for him to walk away, and he'll come back. And he won't hesitate to just push his head right between Noel and Noel's food and push him right out of the way. He doesn't attack him or anything. He just walks over, puts his head in his bowl, and Noel backs off and walks away. And so half the time I gotta sit there and watch him. But he's sneaky. He's stealthy, son of a bitch. You know, he'll come slinking around the corner and he'll look and see if I'm paying attention. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's crying in there. Oh, now he's interested in something. Oh, he sees the mouse cursor. I have an animated mouse cursor, so the tail of the mouse wags back and forth. I know, it's a territorial thing. I always tell people, you don't own cats, cats own you. You're their property, because as far as they're concerned, all this belongs to them. He's pushing on the door trying to get out. Yeah, if something doesn't smell like them, they'll rub their scent glands are back here. And they'll rub their scent glands on it to mark their territory. I don't want to hear it. He ate his whole damn bowl. Usually I catch him before he eats it all. This time he gulped it all down before I can catch him. Let's close out this. Actually, we can close out this browser window as well. Yeah, we're at 51%. We're good. Oh, really? What's backy? Well, the rods are held on the two ends. Oh, right there. So you have the end points that hold the rods, and then you have the two LMUU bearings that slide along the rods. Oh, really? So he's into that, huh? Yeah, you gotta be careful. Tobacco's poisonous to him. It's poisonous to us, too. Nicotine's actually a poison. When I pull the printer down, I'll show you guys all the details. I have no idea how it comes apart, so you're going to learn with me. Yeah, it's two rods. there's two smooth rods. And so the linear bearing, or the LMUU bearings slide along the two smooth rods. Hi, baby. You want to try some? Yeah, I didn't think you'd like that. There's a movie you might like. It's called Kiki's Delivery Service. Has a bunch of sentient cats. Or sapient cats. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get them to stay up a little longer. Probably not going to, but what are you going to do? Yes, they are. Well, you don't really get to pick what you get. Good morning, Dewitt. It's random. So, I guess I can show you guys. I got a nosebleed. Nope, no bleed. So, I just log into this site. And I see what's there. So this is the one list. I just look through it, and if I see something that interests me, I can grab it. That's kind of cool. Little folding stand-up desk. So is there anything interesting today? That's a nice looking fan. But it's not Hunter, so I don't want it. I've learned my lesson. I only buy Hunter fans. Now this is interesting. I haven't gotten it because I think it's awfully expensive. Remember, I got to pay 20% at the end of the year in taxes. So this would cost me $60. But although this I could probably write off. You just got to be careful. It's easy to get way more stuff than you should. Oh man. But this is interesting. This is something I've been looking to do for a while, but I haven't figured out how to do because I'm not electronically skilled. This is a UPS light. That's the opposite. So this light is solar powered, and it also has an AC plug. And when there's not enough solar power, it switches to AC. But as soon as there's enough solar power, meaning there's enough sunlight, it switches back to solar. So instead of being on AC power and switching to battery, this is on solar and switches to AC. So anytime you use the light during the day, you're not using any power because it's using solar direct power. But man, that's a lot of money for what amounts to just this little box. Because I see things like this all the time, a light and a solar panel for, $70, $80. So you're basically paying another $200 just for this little box. But that box is the magic sauce. That box is what runs solar and then switches to AC. It'll switch to the AC power supply whenever there's not enough solar power. And I wish I can do that with, I wish I could somehow get that box. I want to buy that box with the remote because it also comes with remote control. But I want that box with the remote that'll just like output, 12 volts or whatever. Sure, but like you go into the utility room, it's not bright enough. Or when the sun is low on the horizon in the morning or evening, it's not bright enough. If you go into a bathroom, it's not bright enough. You need interior light. Like right now, I have 110 watts of LED lights turned on to do this stream. Yeah, that's a lot. Now, I mean, it costs me a lot less, but still, that's just, I I can't suggest people buy something that's that expensive. I think it's too much money for what it is. Although it is a 30-watt solar panel, which is nice, but still way overpriced. You know, that solar panel's worth maybe 50, 60 bucks, maybe 80 bucks. And the light's worth 10. And so what's this worth? Another 10? So 297 is a little high, you know. I'm tempted to get it just to play with it. But man, that's just a steep price. Let's see if there's anything new. Here's another set of solar lights. This is my RFY thing, so that it's stuff that I thinks I would like. What's that? Nothing. So actually, one of my viewers here said that a resin printer popped up and I missed it. Oh, I was so annoyed. Ooh. Oh wow, that's pretty. That's very pretty. These are this is a stand-up post light. It's all aluminum, so that's actually not a bad price. I was thinking about one day getting one of these, putting some 12-volt LEDs in it, and then hooking it up to my own little solar panel setup. No, this is going to be taller than 3 feet. This is 6.5 feet tall. I need a what? Ooh, another odor. Well, I'm going to get that later. This actually works pretty good. Is that cat food? Cat food! Yes! And cat food's always 0. I love getting free cat food. Actually, speaking of bathing suit, hold on, let me fix this. Yeah, I always grab cat food. If I see cat food, I grab cat food. It's weird because I got this. I don't know this. Swim goggles. Pink and blue swim goggles. And the thing is, I didn't order them. So they're a misship. Oh, Johnny Cat. Oh, that's litter box liners. Okay. That's it for that category. Oh, no, that's fine. But was there something weird on here? You said you saw a swimsuit on here? That I have not seen yet. Oh, I see here. Oh, that's because I've gotten socks, underwear, and bras and shirts for Michelle. So anytime I see anything I can grab for Michelle, I grab it. I mean, if I can get her free clothes, why not? So yeah, that makes sense why stuff like this would show up in my RFY. Although I don't know why this would show up. Random category stuff. They don't have my size. I would need like a 10X. Let's see if there's anything new. Doesn't look like it. Huh, a lacrosse stick. I was like, what the hell is that? Hey, here's some creamer. So, some French vanilla creamer. They had a $300 baseball bat up yesterday. Holy shit. You wouldn't be able to see the thong. It'd just disappear in the fat. This is that review site that I am a member of that I can't name. Oh, interesting. That was just in the RFY, I think, wasn't it? I think that was the same thing. But see, things like this, you know, if I have any picks left over at the end of the day, I'll grab stuff like this because it's free. So the taxable value is 7 cents. So I wait till the end of the day, and if there's any picks left over, I grab jewelry for her because it's all free. Like there's no tax or anything. Also, cat food, free. Like I just got a thing of cat food. Oh, I don't know where it's at. Like I just got this tapioca flour. So that's a whole 5-pound bag of tapioca flour. Apparently it's good for thickening soups and stuff like that. So, you know, it was free, so I grabbed it. You're allowed we get a pick of 8 per day. We're allowed 8 items per day. I'm trying to really cut back so I don't go overboard again. And but there's no cap. I mean, there's people who have, you know, got $100,000 worth of stuff. And if I'm not careful, I could easily hit $100,000 in a year, which I can't do because that would be like $15,000 in taxes. I can't afford that. I was very, very tempted by a chainsaw that popped up yesterday. And I was like, nope. I don't need it. Don't need it. I already got an electric chainsaw. Yeah, it can add up quick. So that's why I aim for the $0 stuff. Because then it doesn't matter. You know, when your ETV is 7 cents, it's basically free. I mean, what's 20% of 7? A penny? I'm just seeing if there's anything new on this category. No. That little tool set looks interesting. 26 bucks. No, it's Amazon's official review program. It's an invite only. You can't suggest anybody. You can't send anybody an invite. They have to come to you, and basically you'll get a message one day that says, "Hey, would you like to join this program?" And out of the blue, like what the hell is this? And as soon as I found out what it was, I was like, "Hell yes!" I was like, "Are you kidding me? Yeah, I want to be a part of that." Why is my vision so blurry today? It's really annoying. I can't even see the screen. Delete messages. Get rid of this. Did I just miss something? No. Okay. What was that? TikTok. Let's close the browser, keep from stressing the CPU. That's because Amazon's cracking down on that. That is a violation of Amazon's terms of service. I get about, I'll show you. So, let's see. Just on Messenger alone, let's see. Pretty much all of these is people asking me to review stuff on Amazon. These are all notices I get. Actually, a lot of it's under message requests. How do you see message requests? Like, I don't even know how to see that. Message requests. Here we go. God, I hate when this chair sinks down. The list is so big, it's having trouble loading. I have never messed with Linear Advance. So I don't know. Is that another one? So yeah, that's not working right. It's so big that it sometimes doesn't load the message request list. I literally get hundreds a week sometimes. I sometimes get 10, 15 a day. On Twitter, on Instagram, on Messenger, on Facebook. It's like, hey, I'm an honest Amazon seller. Would you do this and this and this? And the problem is I can't, because Amazon cracks down very aggressively on people who do paid reviews, and that's what that is. What it is they want you to buy the product, and then they'll refund you by PayPal. Now, they're being legit. They're not going to screw you. They're going to send you the money. But the thing is, the reason they do that is they want a verified purchase review. Because if they just send you the object for nothing, they just send it to you. You can post a review on Amazon, but it won't be a verified purchase review because you didn't buy it. And they want it to be a verified purchase review because verified purchase reviews count for more. They hold more weight than an off-site review, meaning you got the product but you didn't buy it from Amazon. And so Amazon counts those reviews as less valuable. So to get around that, they want you to buy it, and then they'll refund you. And the problem is, some of the sellers aren't so, well, let's just say honest. Like you'll see, yeah, sure, we'll send you a refund after you post your 5-star review. There's a veiled threat there that if I don't post a 5-star review, I'm not getting my money back. And now legit ones will refund on shipping, meaning the moment it ships, they'll refund you. This way, you're not beholden to them. You've got your money back, so you can leave an honest review. But there are some users who don't care. They just want the free stuff, and so they'll just leave a positive review just to encourage more stuff to come. And the problem is that destroys the community's trust in Amazon's review system. If Amazon's review system is being gamed, then the review system isn't worth anything. And if the review system, yes, you can change it later, but there's a paper trail of that. It says you edited it. There is the people want to list stuff on Amazon because Amazon ranks products based on consumer quality and desire for the product. And if the community thinks that the review system is being gamed, then they will stop trusting it, and Amazon loses money. So Amazon wants the review system to be legitimate. Be careful typing too many emojis. YouTube has an automated system that can, temporarily ban people for doing that, and it's out of my control. So be careful doing too much emoji spam. I don't care, but YouTube's system has automated, fire blocks in place for that kind of thing. So part of the reason Amazon created this review program that I can't name, part of the reason they created that was to get unbiased, honest, straightforward reviews. Because I'm not getting the product from the manufacturer. I'm getting it through Amazon. And I have no connection to the manufacturer or the seller, which means I am free to leave an honest review, even if it's 1 star, with total impunity. In fact, if I leave a 1-star review that should be a 1-star review, and people go, yup, you saved my butt, and they vote my review helpful, that is all Amazon cares about. They don't care whether you give 1 star, 3 star, or 5 star. What they care about is people voted your review helpful, therefore your review is probably good for them. And, exactly. I do recurring reviews. So, after a month or two, I'll go back and I'll update, depending on the product, of course. Obviously, if I if I did a review of a little wrench, I don't have to go back and update that. There's nothing to update. But if I do like a review of, you know, this latest thing I got, it's a battery-powered electric pump. Yep, I also respond to questions if I can help. Yep, we did okay with the cold weather. It's actually going to be 60 degrees today. It's going to be our warmest day all winter. So this is pretty neat. I love these little pumps. So it's a little battery-powered air compressor. You screw this in. It also has fittings for other things. And you know, it's got a little screen on it. The nice thing about these things is you set the PSI you want, and then just turn it on. And when it hits that mark, it stops. It's really cool. The battery life could use some help. But see, like pumps like this, I like because it's got a display. It's nice. It's got a decent battery. Like you'll probably have enough power to fill up one car tire or top up 3 or 4 tires. So like if your tires are a little low, this has enough power in it to let you top up your tires. But the cool thing is it's micro USB rechargeable. So I don't have to use any kind of special charger or anything like that. And to me, that's the biggest thing, because what's going to happen, you're going to lose the special charger, and then you have a paperweight. I don't know. I'll have to watch Maker Muse's video. You can get reusable vacuum bags pretty cheaply. There's actually a whole bunch of them on Vine right now. I actually just got a little thing called a Giga Pump. It's a little tiny electric compressor pump this big. You know, it's not going to do a car tire, but it's good for like air mattresses or vacuum bagging clothes and stuff like that. So that might actually be useful for the for vac bagging filament. But it's also USB-C rechargeable. So again, no special charger. That's the big thing. No special charger. I have this beautiful one. It's a 6,000 milliamp battery. It's a cube like this. It's a beautiful air compressor. But they have a special proprietary USB cable that converts 5 volts to 13 volts. And it's not even that they're proprietary. Barrel plugs aren't proprietary. They're actually standard. The problem is you got to find one. you got to figure out what size it needs. You got to figure out what voltage it needs, and you got to figure out what polarity it needs. Because if you get any of that wrong, you break it. No, I didn't. I don't think I did. It's a nice, beautiful air compressor, but you need that special 13 volt USB adapter to charge it. And first of all, 5 volt to 13 volt, yeah, that's going to be a really slow charge. On top of it, has a 12 volt plug, so you can plug it into your cigarette lighter, but it doesn't charge the battery that way. There's a switch. One side's battery, one side's 12 volt. And when you switch to 12 volt, it doesn't charge the battery. So you can't even charge the battery that way. You have to use the special freaking USB thing. After 6 months. After 6 months, I'm allowed to give away or throw away. Which is a problem because stuff's not usually worth very much 6 months later. Oh, if anybody hasn't signed up for Fetch, it's 4,000 points through today. So if you sign up for Fetch, I get $4. All right, Natalie, $20. JG. Thank you, buddy. You rock, man. I appreciate that. I hope nobody got upset about the chat we had last week about unemployment and crap like that. You know, that it got pretty heated, and I don't want to upset people. Yeah. I like a good chat, but I don't want people mad at me either. I think it's going to be easier if I actually just take this top off completely. This should just pop off, I hope. This is the Sermoon D1 that we did last week. Yeah, hot end's clogged again. I know, but I don't want people upset at me either. When we disagree, I don't want people to think that I'm mad at them or to be mad at me. Yeah. Boy, these are actually really hard to get off. There it goes. They're actually tough to get off. Oh, that one came off easy. And now it's gone. There we go. You tried to remove it cold. You can't do that. You got to remove it hot. Oh, weird. That shouldn't have happened if it was hot. I mean, sometimes shit happens, but that should not have happened. There we go. That's weird. No, 210 is fine. As long as the plastic is malleable, that's fine. That's very weird that that happened, buddy. That should not have done that for you. 210 is hot enough. It is. At least it should be. I tend to go hotter. I tend to run it up to 260. But even like 180 should be hot enough. As long as the plastic is actually malleable. Now, you have to let it sit and heat soak for a little bit. If you run it up to 210 and then immediately try to take it apart, well, that heat may not have spread to all the plastic bits yet. Oh, nice. So get the whole hot end and use parts. Ha! Actually, this whole frame is going to flex the moment I take this top off. So I better leave it standing up. Yeah, that's going to come off here, so I got to unplug this. Why won't that come off? It's being a pest. And I think I just broke the clip. That's all right. Not the end of the world. Here we go. And then I have one clip right here. That should do it. It's amazing how easy it is to drop Allen keys. They drop so easily. Oh, yeah, that's right. Good thing I didn't yank that. I got a couple of these I got to remove. I've never had a resin be incompatible. I mean, Sermoon is some of my favorite, especially Tenacious, but it's very expensive. So what I usually do is I mix it with regular cheap resin, and that usually works pretty good. I don't want to hear it. You're still in punishment. He's crying so much in there. It'll do 8 megapixels. I'm running it in 1080p, of course, but it'll do 8 megapixels. Okay. What's holding it in? Those are on the side. I got the 4 bolts out. Oh, these up here. Maybe it isn't easier to take this off. Ah, those are a pain. All right, let's try doing it without taking them apart. I'll just put 2 of these back in. I forgot that these vertical rails also attach. And I don't want to remove those because they're a pain. So we're going to try doing it without removing them. I'm trying to get the hot end off, and I want to have easier access to it. I thought I could just pop this top off, but it's a bit more integrated than I remembered. I don't want to get that involved if I don't have to. Okay. So let's just try doing it without doing that. We need to get the hot end off in order to clear the jam in the PTFE tube. So let me get you guys a better view here. So this is what we gotta take apart. Let's see, what do I need to tear off here? Actually, I think I want this on its back. Yep, definitely on its back, okay. That is wiring. So how is it attached? It can't just be sitting in there. Let me change views here, spot. So what's it look like on the inside here? Okay. All right, there's the blower. Oh, is that a plate? That is a plate. That's a plate right there. So that must be how it's attached. Oh, that's a pretty definitive heat break. Ah, there. No, that's the x-axis. There's the linear rail. Oh, no, that is the... Yeah. Okay. Okay. How is it attached? I don't see how it's physically attached. Like, what's holding it in there? It's probably something pretty simple and I'm just missing it. Not yet. This printer's not even released yet. I think it's going to be a Kickstarter next month. Actually, I love that Tina too. I don't envy taking it apart. Ooh, SpaceX launch. We're gonna switch to that. In 48 minutes. So 1 o'clock. Oh man, I hope they stick the landing finally. Without blowing it up. Okay. Aha! No, okay, that's how the stepper motor attaches. You got a bolt here. You guys seeing this? There we go. So there's a bolt here, and a bolt here. That's how the feeder unit attaches. But how does it attach to these blocks? All right, let's remember the long and skinny go into here. And that's where the fan goes. He already got this shroud popped off. I might just leave the shroud off. I might figure out how to take it off. Oh, here's a plate. Nope, that's plastic. Is that how it attaches? No, I don't think so. It's so weird that I can't figure out how this is actually affixed. Okay. There is the idle arm. Let's try to keep that all together. Okay, that should be pretty easy to pop out of there. Oh, of course not. It'd be a long time before any person gets into a starship. Wow, that was really tight. Actually, I had to use pliers to break that. And you can't get the screw out because it's in a recess. Stepper is removed. that screw out. Put that right back in the stepper motor. There we go. Come here. See, I want to put the screws back where they go, so I don't forget where they... And I just dropped one. Of course I did. There it is. Okay. And I still don't see how to get it out. Wow. Okay, there is a plate here. But that's where the fan attaches. And there is an additional fan here. What's weird is this has two hot end fans. Okay, so the long mushrooms are the fan bolts. Oh, it's even got a tiny little grill. Look at that tiny little grill. Oh, that's adorable. So there is that fan. How the hell is it in there? Oh my God, it's part of the bearing block. It's all one piece. This is all one piece. Wow, that's impressive. This whole thing is one piece. That's all one big piece of machined aluminum. So I'm guessing the only way to get the heat breakout is from the bottom. Holy crap, I did not expect that. That's actually pretty impressive. Not exactly very easy to maintain, but that's impressive. Wow. Okay, we're gonna have to disassemble the wiring because I don't want to break the thermistor or the heater cartridge. Actually, not necessarily stupid. It's that one machined part means you're gonna have a lot of heat dissipation. The problem is maintaining it. You know, that makes maintenance a bear. I want to put these screws back in so I don't lose them. Since I'm unfamiliar with this hot end, I won't remember where the screws go. Okay, so we already have this disassembled. All right, this is our limit switch right here. I should be able to pull them off. Now I'm going to unscrew them. Are they even smaller? Come on, I think they're even smaller. Yep. Okay. That's actually a pretty impressive chunk of aluminum there, although I'm not a fan of it. Okay. All right, now we just have to remove the... Oops. And of course, I dumped the goddamn screws. that is a Phillips. I just had one. It's not Phillips, but that will do. Okay, first things first, I need to plug this in. And I need to power this up and heat it up. That's one way to guarantee it stays rigid. Jesus. I don't think I needed to take any of that apart. I think you do the whole thing from the bottom. Nope, I got to heat it up in order to remove the nozzle. It says, heat me up. This is actually looks like it might be easier to take apart than I thought. You got to do the whole thing from the bottom. Although I don't see a set screw for the heat block. Unless that's on the other side where the fan is. That came off pretty easy. Looks like our PTFE link is good. The threading looks clear. Now I can take that, turn that off. Now we got to let that cool down. I need this down. Okay. Where's the skinny boy? There's the skinny boy. Okay, that frees up the heat block. All right, why won't the thermistor come out? Come here, baby. Thermistor must be held in by something? I don't see nothing holding it in. Doesn't look like there's anything holding it in. Oh, I think there's a little glue. Oh, no. I think they got a little freaking glue on there. There it goes. Okay. All right. Heater is out. So now the whole wiring harness should be free, except for, what is this? What is that attached to it? Ah, the other cooling fan. Okay. All right, that is free. I'm going to break this if I'm not careful. You know me and careful. Yeah, right. So far so good. No problem. I'm pretty sure it is PTFE lined. I doubt this is an all-metal hot end. I'm guessing it's got like a Luke's style slug of PTFE inside there. That cat is not happy. He is not. Oh, crap. He is a very unhappy kitty. I'm going to let him out. You done being a douchebag? I know. I thought he'd let up by now. Come on. Move it. Move it. Douchebag. Alrighty. I think I need to remove the fan. Because if I turn the heat block, it might hit the fan. Now, all the fans use the same size screw. That's nice. I can't mix them up. Looks like 3 hold the 50-15 in. Oop. There's the 50-15 blower. And there is the cooling fan. So the 50-15 sits on here, bolts into here, and that is your cooling fan. So there's the guts all taken apart. And this is just a metal bracket bolted onto this big giant one-piece hot end. Yeah, there's no way in hell you're going to get heat creep with this. It's got so much cooling area. Jesus. All right, there is nothing holding that on. Does it just unscrew? Wait a minute, there has to be a set screw for the heat break. There has to be. Something has to be holding it on. That's there. That's for the fan. There is a hole there. Let's see if I poke it. Yes, there is a set screw in there. Okay. I want to guess that just popped right out. It's not coming out. Yes, it is. There it comes. Whew. Oh my God. Is it actually an all metal hot end? That might actually be an all metal hot end. Can I touch it? Yes. Is that filament? I don't think so. Does that turn? No. Oh, yes, it does. No, that is firm. That's an all-metal hot end, I think. Get off the keyboard! He loves stomping across my keyboard. No, that is not all metal. That is PTFE inside there. That's way too smooth. So you can slide this along the metal, you can feel it, but you put it in here, and that feels like PTFE in there. But can that be removed? It feels like PTFE inside there. I need a skinnier wrench that's longer. Yeah, there's a PTFE tube in there. I don't know if you can see that. See it? Yep, there it is. See the PTFE tube? So there's definitely a PTFE tube in there. Huh. The interface looks clean, though. How do I get it out? I don't think you're supposed to get it out. Oh, wait a minute. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. There it is. You gotta be gentle not to squish it. There it is. So, there's the PTFE. Let me see if I have some Capricorn. Put some better quality tube in there. Move it. So taking this apart's a lot easier than I thought. All you gotta do is remove the parts cooling fan, and it pops out. But I also don't know where my Capricorn tubing is. How big is this? .45 millimeters on the dot. It looks okay to me. And the nozzle interface looks clean. Okay. You don't have to worry about the heat break coming loose because that is glued on there. So that's not going anywhere. You don't have to worry about up here because it's cold. So the only thing you need to make sure of is that the nozzle interfaces properly with the PTFE tube. Let's give this a little chamfer to make it easier to insert. No, it doesn't bottom out. Unless it is bottoming out. God damn it. Okay, let me see if I have a bigger nozzle anyway. Are these all 0.4s? I think these are all 0.4s. I can't fucking read this. There it is. There it is, 0.8. That's what I want. Yeah, it might be bottoming out. See how it's getting real close there? Maybe. And we will tighten that up again once it's in there. So let's get a look at this again. So this is all one piece of aluminum. That's one solid chunk of aluminum. That is one solid chunk of machined aluminum. Right back here is a set screw to hold the heat break in. And that's probably why the heat break is so long, to make sure that the part that you remove is the part you have to deal with. You don't have to mess with that. So in theory, as long as that PTFE tube is the right length, this should be a relatively trouble-free hot end. In theory. You know what they say about theory. Okay. Not during printing. It printed fine. It was when I stopped printing and then I tried to print again. And it just wouldn't go. Now, one thing I do not like about this Creality is that you need this little tiny wrench to get in there to that set screw. That set screw is recessed like 30 millimeters in. Which means if you strip that set screw, you're fucked. Like, you're done. That's it. You strip that set screw, you can't fix it. Because it's like this far inside the aluminum block. So, not a huge fan of the way that set screw works. I would prefer that you put a flat face on the heat break, just in that little spot, and then use a long bolt to go all the way in, so that you can always access the head of the bolt. Maybe it'll be fine. Set screws do tend to be hardened, but if you strip that set screw, you're screwed. And that's a set screw you will have to remove, every couple thousand hours to replace that PTFE tube. Okay. Now it's just a matter of reassembly. I am actually a fan of the solid aluminum, piece there. That's pretty sturdy, which is nice. But man, if a bolt in there strips, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of having to replace that. That would not be fun. Let's see if we can do this on its side. It's just going to be easier for me. How do I pin this up? I need a box. There we go. So give you another view. That is all one solid chunk of aluminum. This is a plate that is just there to mount the fan and the parts cooling. So you could leave that on there. You know, there's two bolts if you want to take it off. That right there, that hole right there, is the hole for the set screw. That goes all the way in here to the heat break. You got it. Okay. So first things first, let's get this mounted. What chain of extruder? I don't understand what you mean. Okay. Let's get this put back in very carefully. Right in my what model extruder hot end. This is totally unique. This is custom just for this machine. The feeder is based off of their generic feeder. The actual hot end is completely custom. Okay. That's too big. It's going to be this one. Okay, that's secured. Wasn't it black screws holding this in? Oh yeah, put them back. Yeah, they're still there. This is going to go here. I'm going to leave that little fan grill off just to improve airflow. Even though I don't think it's going to hurt anything. No, the thermistor right there. We turn off the light. So there's two holes here. Why can't I get that? There it is. There's 2 holes here. This screw does not go into the same hole as the thermistor. It goes into the hole next to the thermistor and just keeps it from coming out. Yeah, you gotta listen for that little of the FEP sheet pulling loose. Like, I hear you. Okay. This one here. So next this is a little cover plate, and there's a channel here for the wires to pass through. And that channel keeps the wires where you want them and also protects them. There we go. That takes care of that. Okay. All right. Oh, crap. Which way does that go? This side. Yes. I think. Yeah. Okay. Oh, shit. Forgot to remove the plug. And I just dropped the spool filament. Whatever. Just shut up and do what you're supposed to do. Okay. Okay. Now, does this go like that? I think it goes like that. Okay. The structure is solid. I mean, this thing's a solid piece of metal. Maintenance is not as bad as I thought. I mean, I prefer more open, easier to access hot ends, but it isn't bad. It's not nearly as bad as I thought. I thought this was going to be a real nightmare getting into this thing, but it actually wasn't too bad. Okay, extruder's plugged in. Now I got to get the lever arm inserted. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Do I think there are easier ways to do it? Maybe. Yeah, I don't envy taking apart the Tina 2. I like the Tina 2. I think it's a very cool printer, but I do not envy taking it apart. Okay. Let's make sure this is tight. There's no set screw? Or we're missing a set screw. Yeah, we're missing a set screw. So I better be extra certain that this one's tight. Yep, we're good. That actually wasn't that bad. That was not nearly as bad as I thought to take that apart. I thought that was going to be a whole lot worse. And that goes there, I think. I got a 0.8 millimeter nozzle in there, so it's going to extrude no matter what. One way or another, the plastics coming out. I think part of it might actually be the filament. I love that filament one gold sparkle, but it tends to clog. Like clogging is a legit problem with that filament. Oh yeah. Now, I think this goes like that. Let me see. Yep. Okay. Now, just got to remember which way this goes. Is it that way or this way? I don't remember. I think this is supposed to go around the back. Nope, this goes this way. Manual doesn't cover this. There it is. Okay. Actually, the current manual's not bad. They're getting a lot better with the manuals. I'll give them credit for that. Okay. There we go. Damn it. How'd that get free? There we go. Yeah, it definitely has that 50s sci-fi look going for it, doesn't it? Yeah, let's check it out. Is NASA Spaceflight the official channel, or is that somebody's private channel? SpaceX. No, that's Crew One. Wait a minute. So SpaceX doesn't have a live stream? Seriously? Let's hope this is actually NASA spaceflight, so I don't get a copyright strike.
See a slight cross line maybe, or am I seeing things?
Personally, no, but not.
Sometimes it's really hard to tell.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
is why I'm not like.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's 12
and your
minutes.
eyes are also at least 10 years younger than mine. So, yeah, about 12 minutes until the plan, or the most recent launch time we had. I said most recent launch time because we're not getting wide updates SpaceX right now. So we're kind of in the dark as to if there have been any unplanned holds or not. But if we see that tri-vent for that, and there it is, right there. Look at that.
Goes.
And yep, it has started. So more or less, yeah, countdown is still underway. No holds right now at this moment in time. SpaceX is looking good for a 3:14 p.m. Eastern time, 3:14 p.m. Central time.
I think it's going to be a Kickstarter.
That engine will start just on time, exactly when we would expect to see it happen for the targeted launch time.
Excellent. And Jack, if you got your ears on, I need you to check your camera for me.
Y'all can keep talking.
You got down into official.
I don't know about you guys. I'm personally texting about 5 different people telling them, hey, it's
Why won't
time
this
to
go
turn on
in?
the broadcast if you guys
Yeah.
already.
Oh.
It's not one, not two, but three, Vince.
Let's remember to mute Christian microphone lands.
Well, I'm on my compressor that Das got me.
All right.
To
I know how excited you
quiet
get.
the screen. It doesn't eliminate the screen.
All right.
What the hell?
It
Come
just
on.
quiets it. Yeah. So, y'all, that is a very good sign. That's exactly what we want to see. Those, we call it the tri-vent because there's 3 tri-vents. We think there's 3 Raptor engines. Well, we know there's 3 Raptor engines, but we think because there are 3 Raptor engines, there are 3 vents here, sort of trilaterally, symmetrically placed around the skirt down there at the bottom. And this is something that signifies the engine chill.
I'm just going to leave the screw out.
It's called tri-vent, but it's actually
Pissing me off.
chill, preparing the engine
Okay.
to receive that cryogenic fuel.
That's done.
Get ready to light. And this is something that comes very shortly before the launch, about 12, 13 minutes or so. So that is where we are right now.
Updates now. So I will join you back after the landing, and I'm going to say that in a positive
Oh,
note.
you guys can't see that.
Okay, we'll be here. We'll hold it down. All right, so minutes here. Again, as we cautioned, no.
That don't work. That's NASA space flight. Which I hope is legit NASA. Because that'll mean no copyright. Since NASA's public domain. Okay. I think we're good.
Halfway up there is some blue sky glowing towards Starship. So hopefully that blue sky will end up over the head.
That would be nice.
Everyone, think good streams. Yeah. Or whatever it is. There is a little bit of blue sky up there. Hopefully that hangs in there.
But look at all of that venting.
Temperature, automatic, PLA.
Coming up
Good.
on about 7 minutes before launch. Everything appears to be on track from what we can see.
Oh, I also found out what this is for.
And if this yeah.
So this thing here?
Exactly. Sorry. I started a sentence and
That thing there
that was
is to help
wildly
guide the
inaccurate
filament
what was going on.
up and
Sorry.
over along the
Well, better this up than to keep going,
the
guys.
harness.
Hey, if you make a joke about it, it's far better.
And for those of you just joining us, reminder today's flight is targeting 10 kilometers in altitude, just like the previous flight. Hoping, of course, for a little bit more progress on that landing maneuver. Potentially the first time they could stick it. We'll have to wait and see, of course. But a high altitude flight test for Starship SN10. Still working on protecting that landing maneuver as they continue their development program. Coming up on T-minus 6 minutes for today's flight.
See there too. On the right hand side, the smaller tank is Starship SN 7.2, testing a new 3mm steel. It's about halfway through its test campaign, and the angle switched, but there was another one on the left-hand side. That's okay, Das. There was another one on the left-hand side, and that is the Immortal Starhopper. Which did the first couple of test flights just testing out the Raptors before the larger Starship variants took over.
Oh, that went in
Excellent.
nicely.
So we may be coming up on 5 minutes here, y'all. That tri-vent is a big deal, and you can really start to see that frost forming. Do you see the line just above where the vents are coming out of the side of Starship? It looks a little bit different, right? That is the frost forming on the bottom of Starship, where those ultra-cold propellants on the inside are touching the stainless steel. And there's not like insulation or anything like that. It's literally the propellant, and then the stainless steel, and then the outside atmosphere. So it's so cold, it's freezing the humidity in the air onto the side of Starship, and that's how we can see how much fuel is in it. We'll continue to see that progress. Also, be looking up at the top of Starship, just on the nose. A lot of times you'll see a frost ring element, I don't know, a frosty nose cone, whatever you want to call it, form up there as well. So, we are now...
Yeah, the next item to look for right before, I think around 20 seconds before ignition, would be the tri-vent pulse. They'll shut off and they'll turn back on. And yeah, with that, I'm going to jump off comms and good luck, everybody. I'll see you on the other side.
All right, Jack. Good luck, Jack.
Here.
All right, well, so that's Jack going off to get set up, because he's going to not just be videoing it, but photographing the test flight as well for us. And there you can see
I
a longer shot there from Jack's
retighten the
camera,
nozzle.
Starship there in the center, and you can see the rest of the area there. It's it's business time. It's business time.
It's business time. Hold on, this isn't a rocket lab.
Right. Of note, we are 4 minutes 30 seconds mark away from an anticipated liftoff thereabouts. So there might be some deviation between our clock and when it actually lifts off here, because they might not be targeting 2:14 exactly, but they are counting at 4 minutes 10 seconds now.
Okay. Nozzle's tight.
we're frantically checking all the things, like, is everything recording? Do we have feeds coming in from everywhere? Is everything ready to go? Like, realistically, there's a lot that happens.
That is not what I wanted you to do. Why the hell is it going to studio? Why do you do that? No, that's not working. Oh, Jesus Christ, come on. There we go. This one I'm allowed to stream. All right, well, that's happening. Minute 40.
Minus 90 seconds and counting on the test flight of Starship number 10. Propellants, methane, and liquid oxygen are now fully loaded on board the Starship, pressurizing the vehicle, getting ready for the ignition of the 3 Raptor engines at T0, and then liftoff. We'll be flying to an altitude of 10 kilometers in today's test flight.
Three. So this is going to be at 2.6.
T-minus 30 seconds and counting. Everything continues to go well for the test flight of Starship 10. We have disconnected the quick disconnect from the vehicle, getting ready for the ignition of the 3 Raptor engines.
10, 9,
Here it goes.
7, 6, 5,
Come on, baby, stick it.
3, 2, 1.
Uh-oh. Auto abort.
All right, all folks, please triage alarms.
Auto abort for something.
Copy, total thrust aboard. Outside of expected bounds, Raptor.
And John Isberger here on the webcast. You can see with the clock on the screen, we were down to 0. We ignited the 3 Raptor engines.
Shit happens.
The ground sequence did declare an abort from the vehicle. We're listening in right now, but that will conclude today's test flight activities. We are currently safing the vehicle. We're looking at what the telemetry tells us about the abort. But given where we are in today's window, I expect this will conclude our countdown activity for today.
Hey, abort's better than blow up. And we are heating up for a test sprint. Wouldn't that be funny? Who forgot this bolt?
Back with you on the SpaceX webcast. You can see on your screens Starship serial number 10, the test vehicle, still on launch pad A in Boca Chica. We counted down and we ignited the 3 Raptor but we had an abort declared by the computer. The team's continuing to look at the data right now, so we're not signing off from the webcast. We do want to see if there's an opportunity to possibly detank and then retank the vehicle and try again later this afternoon. We do have time left in our test flight window today, but the team does have to make an evaluation of what caused the abort and whether there's something that they can easily work around and try again. So we're going to stay with you a little bit on the webcast and then come back with any update we've got, whether we are scrubbed for the day or if we're going to give it another try later on. So right now, and in Boca Chica, everything's looking good. We're safe in the vehicle. Everything's going along before static fires. We're normally used to shutting down the vehicle at this stage. So hang with us, and we'll be back shortly with an update.
What is it doing? Oh, I never plugged it back in. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, it's definitely extruding now. I forgot to plug back in the controls. I'm an idiot. Derp. They forgot to unbolt the rocket. I forgot to plug in the bed. I'm going to kill that browser for now. It's starting to spike my CPU again. Come on, do your thing. Oh, I never put the sock back on. Why isn't it heating up? Stuck at 214. What's up with that? It's probably not happy about me plugging that wire in while it's powered up. And now we're heating up. Probably gonna have to tweak the bed level. Whew, I got a lot of packages arriving today. Might have to take the trailer over. There we go. Hey, no better? There we go. I think we're good. Nice thing about a fat nozzle and fat layers is leveling is a whole lot easier. It is nice and quiet. I think that's too close. No, it's not. Looking okay. Hmm. Hello, Grizzlyak. It looks like they're going to retry that launch. Let me know. I doubt they're going to retry, though. Too risky. Ideal temp and speed is very subjective. I personally usually print PETG at 255 Celsius with 25% fan. That's what I usually, 250 to 255, 25% fan. Now, the biggest problem with PETG is it's more hygroscopic than PLA. And if you have moisture in your PETG, you're going to have a real hard time printing it. It's going to do a lot of snap, crackle, pop. So you're going to want to make sure your PETG is dry. If they're not sticking and melting together, that means you're too cold. You got to raise the temperature. PETG needs to be printed at a higher temperature than PLA. So you're going to want to be at least 240 Celsius. I prefer 250 and above. First layer, nice and slow. Make sure it's not sticking to the nozzle. Use needle nose pliers to help it if you need to. After that, pretty much any normal speed. Do not use PETG in an enclosure. It's too soft. It'll soften even more inside an enclosure. So if you have an enclosure, make sure it's open. This printer is, I think it's 280 by 260 by 300. So it's almost CR10 size, almost. My printing speed is normally 60 millimeters per second, 20% for the first layer. This printer is a monster. It is absolutely solid. About 650 bucks. And to be straight up, 650 bucks is not bad for what you get. I'm doing pretty good. Keep my victims happy. I still have that damn cough. I have some sort of infection because I keep hacking up that, that yellow-green crap. But not much you can do about it right now. That's looking nice. I've been tested. It's not COVID. Although it might be a COVID cough. Like it might be from when I had COVID back in January. No, I don't have asthma. You know, it's just, you know, we got sick, and I'm just still coughing from when we got sick. It's just really annoying. It doesn't hurt or anything, it's just annoying. I'm not printing ABS. So I'm not entirely sure what it could be. Too big. Yeah, some people have lingering effects from COVID, and I have a nasty suspicion that that's what's it. The fan is going. Nah. Didn't have a problem the first year and a half, so it's not the cats. I love my kitties. Oh, they're going to reattempt. Nice. That's good. I doubt there's mold up here. I mean, it's, you know, what is it right now? 17% humidity. So yeah, mold doesn't live here. Hey, Sarah. Hey. Are you sick? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you or the baby? No. Okay. So might go away post pregnancy. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ah. I had one of those yesterday morning, man, like 7 times, man. Holy crap. I thought I was gonna blow the house down. Because when I sneeze, they hear it next door. It's like a bomb going off when I sneeze. It's like, what the hell? Really? Eh, sneezing kind of feels good, but it's annoying when it happens over and over. What do you think of that car seat? Yeah, that's bitching. All the way up to 10 years old, it says. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. $260 car seat. Woo! Yeah, don't buy anything expensive without, giving it some time in case we find it on the review thing. There's no guarantee, but, it would suck to spend a couple $100 and then find it. Okay, I'll keep an eye out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The bassinet. Yep. Yeah. But I'll keep an eye out for something nice. I'm still going to keep an eye out for one of those convertible ones. The stroller car seat combo. That's just cool. Yep. Yes. 15 pillows. Jeez. Pack them in the closet. Uh, if your closet's big enough, you got to get one of those plastic shelving units. It's like 5-level shelving units, and stick it in the closet so that you can maximize your available space in the closet. Uh, good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot more of them. Just remember, we got to teach them early how to eat people. He might be trying to eat his way out. What the? That looks like crap. Oh, it's peeling. Ah. So let's raise up the side a little bit. And try that again. Pretty good. Just, we fixed this printer, and now I'm trying to print something out. I got the cat with the 2 middle fingers up. It's like a silhouette you put on top of your computer monitor. So I'm printing that out. Oh, I've seen that. It's adorable. You go to what? It's gonna be tough. They're hoping that they'll have enough vaccines for everybody by May, by the end of May. Yeah, give me a call later on after the stream so that we can talk about the products. That's fine. That's fine. Just whenever. Remember, I'll be up until 2 in the morning, so that's 4 o'clock your time, or no, 3 o'clock your time. So you can call whenever. I will. That's looking a lot better. The print, the skirt's going down real nice. Yeah, I went through some of them. I didn't go through all of them yet. Your phone's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You should probably turn it on, start a video, and just put it on the table and let the video run until the battery dies. Just to exercise the batteries. Keep the batteries healthy. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus. Ah, okay. Careful he doesn't get in trouble. You know, for gaming the system, you don't want to run afoul of their terms of service. Oh man, if I don't blow my nose, it ends up going down my throat and I hack it up. Oh, it's nasty. This printer is very quiet. Oh, I can't do that. It causes me to immediately gag and I puke it up. Yeah. You might need to run a humidifier. No, I'm in New Mexico, not Texas. Texas is next door. Yeah, it's all right. One of my viewers asked if I was in Texas. Nope, I'm not in Texas. I'm in New Mexico. Right outside Albuquerque in the mountains. Okay. You got it. All right, bye. Love you too. She's one of the few family I talk to, so I always take her call when it comes in. Yeah, first one wasn't sticking, so I adjusted that side. You know, we changed the nozzle, manhandled the printer, so things were out of alignment again. But it should be good now. This does not look good over here. Looks a little screwy. I'm going to raise it up just a tiny bit. Looks like it's stuck down, though. Nice. So you're going to build one, huh? Well, I'm glad I'm not in Texas. Apparently Texas got their ass kicked. Yeah, it's because I'm using this microphone. This one apparently died, or it's something wrong with my computer. I cannot get it to work. It lights up, it says it's good, but then I connect to it, it doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, until people figure out how they're going to pay those $10,000 electric bills. Ouch. Talk about getting screwed. I mean, obviously they're going to fix it because nobody can afford to pay those bills. Like, nobody. Oh, I may have put the wrong heater block on. Although it looks like it fit. I got this one. It's mostly the people who were getting people who were on variable rate plans who weren't on fixed rate plans. And the Public Utility Commission permitted the producers to raise their price to $9 a kilowatt. To put that in perspective, my last month's electric bill was $286. Had I been charged $9 a kilowatt, it would have been $17,000. Yeah. Yeah, nobody can afford that. At that point, you turn off your breaker and start a generator. Because gasoline's cheaper at that point. Jeez. $0.49 a kilowatt hour? Holy crap. And I thought my 18 cents a kilowatt hour was a lot. That's nuts, dude. At that rate, it's worth going solar and battery and just saying, fuck you to the electric company. Wow. I mean, my average bill is 1,200 kilowatt hours. 1,240 kilowatt hours times 0.49. That'd be a $600 electric bill. Well, that's not so bad. Well, it is bad, but 1,240 times 0.35, $434. That's crazy. Well, ostensibly, I am now on time of use. So, during off-peak, I get charged, was it 6.2 cents a kilowatt hour? And on-peak, I get charged 15 cents a kilowatt hour. But when you add in, delivery and all the rest of it, it comes out to more like 11 cents and 20 cents. So, off-peak, about 11 cents a kilowatt hour, and on-peak, about 20 cents a kilowatt hour. So now I am gaming that by shifting our usage. So for example, the auxiliary electric heaters, I only turn on off-peak. The water heater, I only turn on off-peak. I have the electric car programmed so I can plug it in and it won't charge until after 10:30 at night. Then it'll automatically turn on and charge. So this way all my we don't use the dryer except off-peak. It varies. So on-peak is, I think it's 4:30 in the morning until 9 a.m. And then it's, 6 in the morning until 9 a.m., I think. And then it's 4:30 in the afternoon until 10:30 at night. So from 10:30 at night until 6 in the morning, it's off-peak. And then from 9 a.m. until 4:30 p.m., it's off-peak. Now, once summertime comes around, it gets simpler. On April 1st, I think it is, April 1st or April 4th, we switch over to summertime time of use, and then it's only 2 periods. 4:30 to 10:30 is on peak, everything else is off peak. So basically, at 4:30 in the afternoon, we just make sure we're not charging the car, not running the hot water, not running the clothes dryer, and if possible, as many of the air conditioners turned off as possible. I'm thinking about getting a electric thermal storage heater. That's a heater that uses extra power to heat up and store heat in heat bricks. And then when it's on peak, it switches over to using that stored heat in the heat bricks to heat your house. And if I get that, my off peak will be 3.9 cents a kilowatt. So I got to run the numbers and see if it's worth it, but I think it might be worth it. Depending on how much those cost. But the thing is, I can't just get an ETS heater. I have to have 9 kilowatts worth of ETS heat. I wish I got gas here. My neighbor 2 doors that way and my neighbor 2 doors that way both have natural gas. I don't. And I can't get it. They don't want to dig the line because they have to blast through rock. At least they think they do. So, in the next couple of years, my neighbor and I are hoping that maybe we can rent a trencher and we can trench our own properties, put our own lines in, trench it so that they don't have to do any blasting. And then they'll hopefully run the lines so we can have natural gas, because natural gas is a whole lot cheaper. Although I question whether natural gas is actually cheaper. No, you can't, because propane's very expensive. Very, very expensive. Yeah, propane's like, $3.50 a gallon? Yeah, propane's very... It would cost me $400 or $500 a month to heat this house with propane. That's even more than the electric costs. So propane's more expensive than electric here. But, I question whether natural gas is worth it, though. Because they charge a $20 service fee. So for April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November, that's 8 months, where I'll be paying a $22 service fee for using zero gas. No, solar. Wind is 17%. Wind and solar is 17% of production, but for ERCOT, the company that had the problem, it's only 7%. It probably won't be cheaper because the only difference would be these acrylic doors. So just don't install the acrylic doors. Problem solved. Yeah, it's like $22 per month as a service fee. That's why my electric's so expensive. People say, well, your bill says 13.2 cents a kilowatt hour. I was like, yes, but by the time you add all the service fees, it's 18.3 cents a kilowatt hour. And I was like, that gets expensive. Actually, the less electricity I use, the more it costs me. Electricity is more expensive the less you use. Because the service fees are fixed. I'll show you. I'll bring up my electric bill. Like, for example, this past month, it was 17.5 cents a kilowatt. Yeah, isn't that cute? Yeah, my water bill, my water usage is about $7 a month, but my water bill is $30 a month. The rest is taxes and fees. Come on, stick this time. I think I better slow it down now. So here we go. Let me make sure I'm not going to show anything. Nope. So here's my water bill. So as you can see here, actually this doesn't show it. There's the breakdown. So you can see here my actual water usage was $5.07. My actual water usage was $5.07. But my bill is $27.22. It's like, fuck me, right? So here's a 3-cent fee, and the service charge is $20.78. So the service charge is the whole damn bill. That's why I want to do rain capture, so I can just turn it off. Because, I mean, that right there would save me, but the problem is I use a lot of water. So this is 85 units, and I think 85 units is 10 gallons? $85 times 10. So I used 850 gallons. So I used 850 gallons of water and got charged $27 for it. And then my electric bill, same deal. So here you can see the electricity is, this is not as bad, but you see the electricity is $214. And everything else is what equals the $286. You got a power less base, $38.74. Service charge, $21.75. That's going to be $25 now, basically. I don't think so. This is a private co-op, so it's not a public utility. But you can see last month I only used 1,135 kilowatts, but this month I used 1,628 kilowatts because I had to use the electric heaters. But you see, it's all fees, especially, state tax, $14 in state tax, $8 in town tax, and so I'm paying $22 in taxes and $22 in service fees. It's like, fuck me, right? You know, if I can go off-grid, I can get rid of both of those. But I can't afford to go off-grid. It's too expensive. Just can't afford that. Yeah, the 5-axis printer, that would be freaking amazing. Hey, I think it's stuck down this time. It looks pretty good. Well, see, that's the problem is I can afford to pay later. I can't afford to pay now. And as of right now, the grid power is still cheaper than battery power. The solar panels are actually pretty cheap. I could probably solar panel this entire house for about 15 grand, and I might do that eventually if I can ever get a loan cheap enough to do it. Yeah, I got to stop doing that. But solar, you still have the fees. So you're still going to be paying the $22 in fees every month. So storage is the key. The problem is right now the ROI on storage exceeds the lifespan of the storage. So, you know, I spend 20 grand in batteries, but I will not save $20,000 in electricity before those batteries go bad. Because first of all, you're still going to have the $22 service fee every month, unless you completely disconnect from the grid. So, that means I'll only have 2 days of reserve power, and that's pretty dangerous. You get snow, you're going to run out of power. Well, yeah, the batteries are expensive. So $20,000 in batteries. How long would I have? Let's say I save $200 a month on electricity. That's 200 times 12. That's 2,400. That means the batteries need to last 10 years to break even. And they won't last 10 years. They'll last 5. Now, I can go lithium, and they might last 10 years if I oversize the pack. But now my ROI is longer. So, what's LTO? You do realize that Tesla Powerwall is a battery. That's what a Tesla Powerwall is. It's a battery. Now, if we start getting some affordable lithium iron phosphate, that might change things. Oh, lithium titanate, huh? Lower energy density, which is fine. It says 6,000 to 20,000 cycles. So you, again, I'm guessing you would have to oversize the pack in order to get that. In order to get that 20,000 cycles. So it looks like 20,000 is the high end. And there's where you run into the problem. If you can't afford the buy-in price, it doesn't help you. Sure, it might be cheaper than grid power in the long run, but if you can't afford the $50,000 for the batteries, plus the $10,000 in solar panels, plus the $5,000 to install it, that's twice what my house costs. Hey.
Were you talking to Sarah a little bit about? I thought so.
Yeah, we scored her a real nice car seat, $260 car seat last night.
You got it already?
Well, that's the problem. The terms for the loan will be too short. So basically, in order for me to afford to go solar, I need the loan payment to be no more than the cost avoided electric bill. So if it saves me $170 on my electric, I need the loan payment to be $170. And, well, do the math. I mean, if I can get a 0% interest loan from the government, that might work. Because then, you know, a $15,000 loan, you could pay it off in 15 years at $200 a month or $150 a month. That I could afford because where would I get the money from for the loan payment? Well, I'd get it for not paying the electric bill. So they balance. But that's just solar, not battery. Battery is just too expensive. Hey, we got a PayPal. Shout out to Colin, $20. You were awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, Colin. I appreciate that. Now, is that leasing the panels or owning the panels? Well, you can't, because you can't tie the panels into the grid legally, and they will notice immediately. If I were to go plug my battery charger before the meter, they could tell. The equipment is that sensitive. Well, that's good. Although now, does it have a 20-year warranty? Because if the panels break, now you're paying the loan and the electric bill. Well, that's just it. I can't afford the battery. Yeah, see, now if you're warranted for 20 years, that's awesome. Who did you use? How did you get that kind of deal? Although $25,000 is a lot of money. I mean, I need a 9 kilowatt array, and I'm estimating that'd be $15,000, $16,000. Prime Technophilia, $20,000 is lead acid batteries used. It's $50,000 new. That is used. Wow, 97%, nice. Well, the problem is lead acid is somewhat affordable. Like, I'm probably going to have a couple lead acid batteries in here soon. As soon as every now and then I can get the lead acid solar batteries, the 100 amp hour batteries for like $75. And so it's whenever somebody gets old stock, they go on sale, they put them on clearance. So I'll probably grab a couple just so I can start experimenting. That's the trick. But yeah, that's the trick, is for the batteries need to get cheaper and last longer. To a point, yes, to a point. What would be ideal is nickel iron, because they last forever. Like, literally, they last forever. They're not very efficient. They're only about 70-80% efficient, but they're dirt cheap. Well, not anymore. They're not dirt cheap because they're so rare. But they could be cheap, and they last forever, and they're tolerant to abuse. Yes, they are, because you'll never have to replace the nickel iron, ever. Like, I will die, the next person will buy this house, and they will die, and those nickel iron batteries will still be going, while you're going to replace the lithium batteries every 10 years. This is a completely different machine to an Ender 3 V2. It's not even in the same class. This is a cube machine. It is it has the same motion system as like the Ender 5, so they've swapped Z and Y. So the bed moves up and down, but it's still a Cartesian. Oh yeah, lead acid sucks. But the problem is lead acid is cheaper than lithium. So lead acid is possible on a small scale for me, while lithium is not. No, this is $640. This is about a $650 printer. Hey, give me a drink over there. Any kind of drink over there?
Mm-hmm.
Or grab one from the third bedroom if you don't mind. This is about $650. Everything you see here is aluminum. So this entire frame, that's not plastic. This is all metal. This is a very, very well-built machine.
Oops.
I don't like the buckcherry. Oh, I never tried this one.
I woke him up because I hit the tools.
Yeah, but 55 kilowatt hours is not enough. I need at least 90 kilowatt hours. That would only give me a 2-day reserve. Remember, if you go off-grid, you're your own power producer, which means when the power goes out, you've got what's left in your batteries, and that's it. So you need enough time in those batteries to run your house until either the sunlight comes back or you can fix whatever's wrong. But yeah, that sounds about right. $20,000 for 55 kilowatt hours. But I need, and to avoid trashing the battery, I'm going to need like 120 kilowatt hours to give me a 2-day supply. Although 100 would probably do it. So, you know, $40,000, what I paid for the house. And then you still need the BMS and the grid tie electronics to go with it. That's another 10 grand. So now you're at $60,000. And now you need $15,000 in solar panels. So now you're at $65,000. Ouch. Yes, lithium iron phosphate is far superior. And if you oversize the pack so that you don't fully deplete it each day as often, you'll get even more life out of it. Really? $90? Where do you get that? 280 amp hours for $90. That's $360 for a 100 amp or a 280 amp hour 12 volt battery. That's incredible. Where do you get 280 amp hours for $90? I'm definitely interested in that. You know, buy one every couple months. I'll save up $30 a month, and every 3 months buy one. 4 of them gets me 12 volts, and I can start using it. Oh, I'm not buying it from AliExpress, that's for sure. I'm not spending that kind of money on AliExpress. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not spending that kind of money on AliExpress. There's no guarantee what you're going to get. For someone who doesn't have money. Yes, but they're not vetted. You ever bought a 3,000 milliamp, 18650 and find out it's 700 milliamp? LiFePO4 280 amp hour. So it looks like they're about double that price on Amazon. They want $200 a pop for them on Amazon. $800 for 4 of them. Yeah, so it looks like they're doubling the price. I like Project Farm. Exactly. They just literally put a fake label on it. Okay. That works if somebody vouches. Every time they pop up on that review site, I grab them. I'm starting to build up a collection. So here is a 12 amp hour lithium iron phosphate. Here's a little 5 amp hour. I got a couple of 6 amp hour ones too. Yeah. Here's a couple of 6 amp hour. So I'm starting to build up a little collection of lithium iron phosphate batteries. In fact, these two right here are what I'm going to use with the solar panel I have over there and the charge controller to run the lights in my, once warm weather comes, to run the lights in my containers. The string of LED lights. Because even though this is a 12 amp hour, it doesn't have the C rating to drive the lights. I think it says here. Maybe it does. I know the actual rate at which you can draw is pretty low. And I need to be able to draw 150 watts. Here's a 200 amp hour for 900. The 12 amp hour is 62. Yeah, they are expensive. Yes, I have a 60 watt solar panel and a charge controller. So I'm just going to use some magnets, slap the solar panel on the side of the container, and then have a 3-way remote control switch. So that as I walk into each container, I can just hit 1, 2, or 3 to turn on the lights for whatever container I'm in. Wow, 384 watt hour. That's a big boy. Jesus. Damn. Too bad it's only 300 watt AC inverter. I have a solar panel on every car here. Every car plus the bus all have solar panels on them to keep the batteries charged. That's too bad it only has a 300 watt inverter. But still, wow. It says currently unavailable, so it looks like it's not for sale anymore. But that lithium iron phosphate is the magic sauce right there. What I want is a UPS lithium iron phosphate battery pack. That like what I have here that actually works as a UPS. This one you have to charge it, and then you can use it. You can't use it as a UPS. Well, remember where I live, there's not as much of an available market as back in Philadelphia. I can get I had a place where I went to a U-Pull-It yard, a salvage yard, where I can get used batteries for $20. Tested and charged. You can put a load meter on them, make sure they actually work, and they'll even warranty them. If you get home and it's dead, they'll let you swap it. $20. Can't get that here. Well, that's the problem, is they're different voltages. The voltage for lithium iron phosphate is different from lithium ion. So you can't just stick a lithium iron phosphate battery in a lithium ion device. You can run it, but you can't charge it. Or at least it won't charge all the way. It won't charge it all the way up. Because the unit is going to stop at 3.7 volts, which is the full charge for lithium ion. But lithium iron phosphate, you need to charge to 4.2 volts. Yeah. They're not that heavy, but yeah, they're pretty. I mean, this is a a hell of a lot lighter than a lead acid battery. This weighs, I mean, look at this. I could toss this around in my hand. Try that with a lead acid battery, you're going to break your wrist. Yeah, but now it's not a UPS anymore, which kind of defeats the point of it. Remember, the reason I like these boxes is because they're actually UPSs. You have an AC cord on one side and an AC cord on the other side. And you can actually use them as a UPS. Okay. Yeah, but it's only a UPS if it can charge faster than you can deplete it. Meaning it can keep up and then switch over. Big but very short. It's only 3 millimeters thick. Let's see. Where would I find messages here? Yeah, messages. Yeah, it looks like they're charging $115 now. $459 for well, plus shipping. $71 in shipping, so they're $130 a piece now. Oh, geez. Says 4,000 cycles to 80% DOD, which is still pretty cool. That's 10 years. Which means if you oversize the pack, you can get quite a bit longer. Yeah, if you ever find that $90 one, let me know. It'd be worth grabbing a couple at $90 a pop. I'm guessing the PT is the language. So if I change this to EN, maybe it'll be English. No. Yep, that's what it is. It's the cat over the wall. You put it on top of your screen. So I'm going to stick it on top of my big screen here. Yes, 4,000 cycles should be about 10 years. Figure if you're using 365 cycles a year, call it 400 times 10, 4,000. So yeah, you should get, well, probably more like 11 or 12 years. Depends. Now, if you oversize the pack so that you're not doing a full depth discharge every time, you'll get even longer. Oh, here it is. Yeah, PT Portugal. So I should be able to change to United States. Change that to English. There it is. Yeah, once the prices get low enough, when it gets to the point where $10,000 will get you, like 100 kilowatt hours for 10 grand, that's when you'll see things change. But I think that's going to be the turning point. Roughly 100 kilowatt hours for 10 grand. We're far away from that right now. So for that pack there, on my Patreon, link down below. I lost a few patrons this past month, but it happens. Oh, batteries? Right there. These are the ones we're looking at. So, let's call it 3 volts. No, 3.2 is right. 3.2 times 280 amp hours is 9. Let's call it 800. Let's call it 900 watt hours. So 0.9 kilowatt hours. So 0.9 100 divided by 0.9. You need 111 of them times. It would be $10,000 if you can get them for $90. So this, you could build a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack for $10,000 if you can get these for $90. But right now they're not $90. And it is free shipping. Well, supposedly they're tested and confirmed of legitimate quality. So 459.98 divided by 4 times 111. It'd be a $13,000 battery pack. Well, there's the problem. Just change it manually. Turn it off auto. Set it for like 720p. Or if you don't need 720p, use 480p. It still looks pretty good. That's just for the batteries. So plus $15,000 for the solar panels. And let's call it another $3 grand for the BMS system. $31,000. My house was $45,000. I can't afford another mortgage. And that's only for a 2-day supply. That would only give you 2 days worth of power. Oh. That sucks. Yeah, 280 is the average. A good seller is going to give you the average. Yeah, I just can't afford it yet. Now, with a 10-year lifespan, that's not so bad. I mean, if I went off-grid, and of course I would use more electricity if I was using solar, because why not? You got the free solar power. Let's call it $250 a month. So 250 times 12 times 10. It's almost exactly break even. So basically I would need a 30-year payback plan in order for that to be viable for me, and I would need a 30-year warranty, which you're not going to get because you're buying everything off Alibaba. So I couldn't justify the expense. It's just because if your power system fails, then you're out of power until you fix it. So it's not quite there yet. LED everything. Everything in this house is LED. Even my microwave is LED. So, this is drawing about 16 watts. That's drawing about 18 watts. This printer is drawing more power than these lights. Now, if those batteries lasted 20 years and had a warranty, that would work. Well, yeah, now you're talking another $5,000 for a standby generator, plus the fuel to run it and to maintain it. So again, it's not bad, but it's beyond my financial means. What? Oh, there we go. Thank you, Lawrence. Lawrence sent me $10. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. No, I don't, thank God, because wells are stupidly expensive. One of my requirements moving out here is that I had to have city water. Well, it's not city water. I call it city water because it's piped to the house, but it's just well water, but it's a corporate well. So we have a company called Epcor. So I pay for my water. I can't afford a well because if that well fails, you're looking at $12,000 to $15,000 for a new one. Yeah, digging wells through rock is very expensive. Yeah, but Tesla tends to oversize their packs and then use software to restrict how much of it you can use, which dramatically extends the cycle life. It's very, very shitty water. I mean, I cook with it. It's fine. I wash clothes with it. It's fine. We get showers with it. It's fine. I clean with it. It's fine. You just can't drink it. Well, you can. It's technically safe. There's nothing dangerous in it. The water is perfectly safe. It just tastes like shit. I won't even give it to the cats because it's minerals in the water, which could hurt them with UTIs. So I have gallon jugs of water I buy for the cats, and then we get 5-gallon jugs filled for 30 cents a gallon. Nope, no water filtration, because water filters don't work. You cannot filter out hard water. The only way to get rid of hard water is an ion exchange. Yeah, I'd prefer more too. But 10 years is a pretty impressive warranty. Oh, it's crazy hard. The hardness is out of this. It's just through the roof. Ridiculously hard water. My bathroom sinks, the little water aerators in the sink, they always get clogged up with the hard water. The showers, yes. You need a salt system. Osmosis won't work. Doesn't work for hard water. Clogs them up real fast. And the problem is, a saltwater system is you're looking at $800. That's a low end, plus installation. I actually got a used water softener, or GE. I just haven't figured out how to install it yet, or where to install it, because there's not exactly any room. But I'm working on it. But then you got to spend, $10 a month in salt. So now your water bill goes from $30 to $40. For that $10, I can just buy water. It's safe, and it's in that it's not going to hurt you. Meaning it's safe for your body. It's not going to cause you any health problems. It's just calcium. Yep, you'll clog the osmosis system every month. You got to soften it first. All those salt-free softeners do not work. They don't work. To the best of our scientific knowledge, is the only way. Will it? There's no propensity for stones around here. Yeah, the Kroger brand is not as good as the Walmart brand. No, I usually get 1 to 2 a month in a good month. This is the only printer I got in February. Although I just got another printer. It looks like Kaiwu sent me a production model of the Kaiwu printer, so we're going to be doing that next week. You might not have a choice, you know. Dead in 7 days or dead in 5 years. I'll take the 5 years. But eventually I hope to set up rain capture. The problem is I don't know if we get enough rain here for rain capture to work. Like, I think we got less than 12 inches of rain this year. We'd definitely have to capture snow and melt it down. But even this year we didn't get much snow. So we cook with it, but we don't drink it. I have a water buffalo. It's a little water cooler that has heater and refrigeration built in, and you stick the 5-gallon jug in there, and you just get your water from there. And I go to the grocery store. It's 30 cents a gallon, so it's not exactly cheap, but we only go through 2 a month. So it's not that bad. It's only $3 a month, plus the electricity to run the buffalo. Although I could reduce that by turning off the heater and the cooler. So it'll make water cold or hot, which is great for tea. When I'm in the mood for tea, I just walk up to it and fill up a glass with near boiling water, and I'm good. I make my tea. Hey, that's turning out not bad. We'll see how well it turns out. Looks like it's just about done. It's doing the top layers. Oh yeah, 97%. I haven't tuned this for 0.8 millimeters yet, so I don't know how close I am. Nope, no curling. Those are the eye holes for the cat. How you doing? New Mexico's pretty good. Nope, YouTube is my full-time job. I'm looking for a cheaper way to get water. If I could, I'd like to get a couple 100 gallons, just so I only have to go every couple months. And, but so far the bulk water suppliers is not softened, so the water is the same hard water that comes out of the tap, so there's no point. And, I'm still looking for a cheaper way to get, processed softened water, for cheaper than 30 cents a gallon. Although 30 cents a gallon is really not that much. I want to try capturing rainwater. I do have 2 300-gallon IBCs. But of course, in a place where you don't get rain, there's no gutters. So none of the houses here have gutters because, well, why do you need gutters for when you get 12 inches of rain a year? So I have to install gutters. That's going to be a very expensive thing. I'm going to have to do it myself over time because I can't afford to pay somebody, most likely. It especially since I want to use high quality gutters, since we do get a pretty decent amount of snow. So I want to make sure to be able to deal with the snow weight to not tear the gutters out. But the good news is I have a 1,400 square foot roof on this house. I have a 500 square foot carport here, a 400 square foot carport here, and I got 3 containers, which is about 1,000 square feet. So I got 3,000 square feet of roof area that I could theoretically capture water off of. So, yeah, in theory, I should be able to capture a decent amount of water. It's a matter of plumbing. And I don't have that kind of money. So for now, my initial goal is to capture the water coming off the 2 carports, since that's clean metal. So put a gutter on the end of this carport and a gutter on the end of this carport, and put each of those into an IBC. In the beginning, I can move the water around manually, even if it's just filling my 5-gallon jug, so I don't have to go to the store anymore. You know, that'd be nice. We'll see. You know. Yeah, that'd be very, very expensive. You can't beat sheet metal, extruded sheet metal. You can't beat that with a 3D printer. Molding makes sense because it's custom. I can do one piece at a time. No, I make about, okay, actually I can tell you. Hang on. You guys know I'm always straight up with you guys. I will tell you exactly how much I made. Excuse me. Taxes, 2020. Income. Okay, so on the Amazon affiliate program, this is my primary source of income. I made $6,186 last year. And then Google, I made $1,474. So that would be my YouTube revenue and whatever super chat you guys send me. Then I made $2,973 on the census. And then I did, what was it, about $2,800 on Patreon. And PayPal was only like $2,000. So I made a grand total of about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Grand total of about $14,500, and that's including the money I made on from the census, from working the census as an enumerator. So if I take away the census money, I made about $11,000 last year, which, considering the pandemic, is not too bad. Hopefully, as the pandemic subsides, I'll make more. So I'm trying to build up my other YouTube channels. If you go to Nerisse.com, you can see all my channels. I'm going to have a gadget channel to show off the review stuff that I get. Yeah, no kidding. And I also have the Life of Nerisse channel. And I'm going to be doing the Rocketry channel soon. I'm going to be starting that soon. Patreon bathwater sales? What's that? But yeah, right now I'm making about 12 grand a year. That's a full-time job. If you don't put full-time work into it, you're not going to get full-time income out of it. See you later, made in the 80s. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate it. Hey Young Woo wants to be friends on Facebook. Another Amazon seller who wants me to peddle their stuff. Oh. I thought there was something going. I try to keep my victims as happy as I can. Is this thing aimed right? Yes, it is. But, yeah, there's the kitty cat. There he is. Yep, it's done. Came out pretty nice. A little trick I use is that I use multi-process. So you want to use multiple perimeters for both strength and consistency and reliability. but you want the top layer to have one perimeter. So I use a multi-process file, so I have 4 top layers. The 1, 2, and 3 are 3 perimeters, but then that 4th top layer is a single perimeter. So you get that nice clean top surface. And this chair is all the way down the ground. Of course, I still need to tune the profile, but it's not bad. There we go. I am under extruding. I need to increase my extrusion multiplier a little bit. I will show you here. Here we go. You can see how there's a little gap between the lines. That's because my extrusion multiplier is too low. So I'm going to bump it up to 0.96. And that'll close up those gaps. But yeah, not bad. The underside needs a little work. You can see it lifted a little here. Lifted a little here. I probably have to clean the bed. It's probably all covered in dust. But yeah, not bad. You can see here I use a single perimeter on the top. On the bottom there's 3 perimeters. But on the top it's a single perimeter. And that single perimeter gives you a nicer print. Best 3D printer under $200? Ender 3. You can get an Ender 3 for about $100. See, that's what it should look like. Right there. But these gaps are because my extrusion multiplier is too low. So I'll just bump that up to 0.95 and that'll take care of that gapping. But I love that color. This is the Filament 1 Sparkle Gold or Sparkle Orange. So it's pretty cool. Looks like my outline overlap is good. I don't see any problems with the outline overlap. So let's recode this for uh, 0.96. Resin 4K monos. I can't wait to get one. I really want a large scale mono really bad. So let's change that to 0.96. We're going to bump the speed. Oh, I was at 80. That's way too high. I think 50 might actually work. Let's see. Extruder. Let's bump it up to 215 since we are extruding a lot of plastic. Yeah, Calm Guy, you can get a refurb. Hey, horsey. So yeah, I was running 80 millimeters per second. That's way too fast for a 0.8 by 0.4 millimeter extrusion. That's why I had to slow it down so much. Let's see here. 215. 0.4 into 3. There's only 8 layers. Leave that at 215. Run this at 0.96. I'm going to leave the retraction at 1.5 for now until I see how it behaves. Okay. Prepare to print. Okay. Alrighty. That should take care of that. I think I need to bring this up just a tiny bit more. Also, let's give that a little scrub down. A little microfiber cleaning, make sure it's nice and clean. Yes, this printer has it's enclosed except for the top. The top's not enclosed. You see, you got walls. I would love to build a custom printer. In time, eventually, I'd like to build one. I'd like to build a big one. I would really like a 500 by 500 by 1,000, or even like a 600 by 600 by 600. Yeah, 600 cubed would be real nice. Oh man, I could even do like a 600 by 400 by, but I'd rather have a 6 by 6 by 6. This enclosure is not made for retaining heat. This enclosure is made for keeping hands out and keeping things neat. You are correct. In order to get a proper enclosed machine, you would need a top. Not quite cat proof, but hopefully cat resistant. I am concerned about the cat trying to jump up into the top, because they love sleeping on my Ender 5 Plus. I don't know. It's never going to get hot enough in here to affect the screen. Passively enclosed printer is going to hit max 40 Celsius inside, and all of these electronics are totally capable of handling that without a problem. Oh, nice. So Adam P, you don't need to worry about enclosing. Yes, making a top wouldn't be that difficult at all. I should even be able to 3D print the base shell to fit over top of this, and then just use Lexan for the finish. But yeah, it wouldn't be that difficult to make a enclosure for this. Even printing ABS, you're not going to hit 50C. You might hit 50C at the top, but at the bottom, where all the electronics are, you're not hitting 50C. No, that is a glass silicon dioxide bed. But I did send the dimensions off the Wham Bam, so hopefully we'll get a Wham Bam plate for this, which would be ideal. Sorry. And it's very quiet. They even put quality fans on this. Not one of the fans in this printer is noisy. This whole machine is, except for the Z-axis, this whole machine is silent. Yeah, shipping's gonna burn you. If you can get it locally or it's somebody that does free shipping, just remember the problem with the cheap ones is temperature stability. You know, Wham Bam, I've tested to 133 Celsius and there's no degaussing. In theory, you should be good to 160. But yeah, the shipping is going to be pretty steep. Not a whole lot you can do about that, sadly. Hello, the flatulent cow. HS asked, he recalled I bought some storage containers, some Connex containers. Yes, I have 3 of them out back. They're currently just holding all my crap. I now have enough stuff. Once the I still need some magnetic hooks, but I have everything I need. I got the batteries, the solar panels, the charge controller, and the lights, so that I can string up lights inside the container so I can see at night. I like to push the bed to 120 for ABS. It really does seem to help. It creates that heat bubble around the print. I was able to do some pretty decent open air prints using fat nozzles with ABS by using 120 on the bed, but that is pretty tough to do. And nylon is where I want to go. Nylon and carbon and infused nylon, that's where I want to go, because that's where you start getting truly usable parts, like manufactured usable strength. Nylon's where it's at. And if you need rigid, just get carbon infused nylon. It does make it weaker, but the nylon is so excessively strong that you can afford to give up some strength for stiffness. But yeah, nylon's the cat's meow. That's where you want to go. I actually have some new ABS I'm going to be trying this week. It's called MABS. It's like a modified ABS. It's supposed to be a little easier to print. So we shall see. I just gotta find it. It's here somewhere. I have a piece of 300 by 300 Garolite so that I can do nylon. I gotta find that too. It's here somewhere. I'm looking actually to use string trimmer line because I can get it pretty cheap. You know, for your weed whacker. You know, I got a 3-pound roll of it here somewhere. I'm gonna have to put it in the dryer because it's gonna be it will have absorbed a lot of water by now. The nice thing is, it won't be as hard for me to keep nylon dry because it's so damn dry here. It hardly ever goes above 20% humidity. Hey, we got another PayPal. Holy crap! Jeffrey, $100. Jeffrey, you are amazing. Thank you very much. I mean, that blows me away, that kind of generosity. Thank you. You guys make this possible. I tell people, you know, I make about $4 or $5 an hour effective pay rate, but I don't have to go to a minimum wage job and suck corporate dick to get it. Well, the nice thing is the kind of stuff I print, the variance is not going to be that big a deal. Because I'm printing nose cones, centering rings, you know, motor retention. So as long as it's within like 0.05 millimeters, we're good. Heck, even 0.1 probably still good. But to be able to make affordable parts out of nylon, now you have parts that will last the lifetime of the rocket. You don't have to worry about temperatures on the field or in the car. You know, that'd be nice. Because ABS has great temperature resistance, but it's not strong. ABS is weak. At least ABS filament. Nylon, however, you can beat the piss out of that and it won't care. I mean, you might be able to prang a rocket with a nylon nose cone and it might survive, while the ABS nose cone is going to shatter or, you know, bend. But yeah, nylon would be sweet. That'd be, if I can get nylon affordable enough, oh man. Now, keep in mind, all filled filaments are weaker. There's no such thing as a filled filament being stronger. It's impossible. Any filled filament is always going to be weaker. But nylon, for most applications, is stronger than you need it to be, which means you can afford to give up strength in exchange for stiffness if you need stiffness. So, like, if you're going to print a quadcopter body, you know, nylon or carbon fiber reinforced nylon is going to be the cat's meow for that. It's going to be awesome. And it's lighter. Nylon's lighter than both. I think it's lighter than the PLA, and I think it's lighter than ABS as well. I'm not sure. Believe it or not, PLA is ridiculously strong. It's one of the strongest filaments you can print with. The problem is it's brittle. So it's strong, but it's not tough. So, like, you could take a PLA apart and you'd have trouble breaking it by bending it, but you smack it into something hard enough and it just shatters. How much do you pay for the carbon nylon? Theoretically, PETG is slightly more weatherproof, but not really. I had a PLA electric car charging jack outside of my store in New Jersey for 5 years, and it was fine. The color faded, but the plastic was fine. PETG is weaker, so it's not as strong as PLA, but it's tougher, so it's slightly more impact. That's not bad. $50 a kilo for carbon nylon is not bad. PETG is a bit more impact resistant, but it will break easier. It also has slightly higher glass transition temperature. So, like, if you're in Australia, there's no difference between PETG and PLA. They're both going to melt in your car. But if you're in New York, your PLA is going to melt in the summertime. PETG might not. It might be that little bit of difference that's enough. Especially if it's not in direct sunlight, like on the dash. So you get slightly better temperature resistance, and I do mean slightly, it's not much. But you do get increased toughness in exchange for weaker. So it depends on whether you need tough or strong. If you need strong, you want PLA. If you want more toughness and you don't need a whole lot of strength, then you want PETG. Now, PLA does have another problem. It has plasticity at all temperatures. So, for example, if I take this, can you see this? Yes. If I take this and I apply force to bend it, and I hold that bend, eventually that bend will stay. It will eventually reform to that new shape, and it will not bounce back. You can actually even see I put a slight bend into it. There's a slight curve in that now, just from what I did. So PLA has a slight plasticity where it does not bounce back. PETG, a little bit less. ASA is great because it's UV stable and it's easier to print than ABS. But the same problem I have at ABS, I have at ASA. It's weak. It's not a strong material. Although printing out of a 1.2 millimeter nozzle, they should all be pretty strong. You know, when you're printing that fat and extrusion, you gain a lot of strength from doing that. So I still have to play with some ASA. So the advantage of ABS is it's cheaper. ABS is very cheap. And it's light. Although ASA is light too. But I've never had a problem with UV stability of the plastics. it's always the dye, the coloring. That's the part that fails. No, it actually doesn't flex more. PETG will flex more. PLA will deflect. It'll deform. That's not quite the same thing as flex. Flex usually indicates return. So you bend something and then it returns to the original shape. So like a rubber band. You stretch it out, you let it go, it comes back. Okay? PLA, if you stretch it out, it stays stretched out. It doesn't come back. Nice. Rats like eating ABS? Oh, great. Well, good thing I have mousers. Well, one mouser. Ender loves going after mice. Oh, man. I've played with PC blends. They work pretty good. I especially like the Esun stuff. Esun makes some pretty good stuff. Especially their lower temperature PC. You can actually print it on an Ender 3 if you're careful. You know, max out your hot end, max out your bed, print nice and slow, and you can actually print their blend on an Ender 3, which is really handy. Same with the nylon. I printed nylon on my Ender 3. My Ender 5. Especially if you got the Meanwhile power supply, you can get that bed up to 120. It's nice. Although nylon doesn't need a super hot bed. ABS does. What's crazy is that since doing this review stuff, my ranking for reviews on Amazon, I've gone from like in the 20,000s to now I'm around 300. That's one of the reasons I get so many messages for review stuff, because I have a I'm in the top 500 reviewers, and so they want me to review their stuff. So I guess that's more credibility, whatever. But it's probably because I do videos of my reviews. I do very in-depth reviews. Yes, it did a little bit. You're seeing that. Can I show that to you? No, I can't. But yeah, for some reason it's having a tough time with that eye right there. I think I need to do some negative retraction when I do my push-pull, because it seems to have a problem when it jumps from point to point. Which is weird, because it should have less of a problem with that with a direct drive. Yep, I have one of those, one of the round food dehydrators. The trick is to verify the temperature. So get like a barbecue thermometer, a fast-acting thermometer, and make sure it's actually getting to the correct temperature, because if you go too hot, there goes your filament. But yeah, once you've verified the temperature's good, yeah, food dehydrator works great. Yep, Atomic Filament is one of my favorite filaments. They make excellent filament. Their Sunset Silk is so beautiful. Oh my god, it's a beautiful filament. Food dehydrators can get hot enough to destroy PLA. So be careful. Remember, deflection temperature is a lot lower than melting temperature. Yeah, I gotta add some restart retraction to this to get that filament out there. Because you also see it at the bottom below the right eye. You see it peeled up a little bit there. It actually did it on the original here too. So you can see it. It did it here. That there and this here. It's lifting in the same spots. So those must be the start and stop points where it starts through extrusion. Yeah, 60C is enough to destroy a roll of PLA. So be careful. I believe you dehydrate PLA around 40C, I think. What's bad, though, is if you tell it to go to 40, but it's actually going to 45. That's where it's bad. So you got to verify it. Yeah, PLA you're not going to have a problem with. The moisture problem you'll have with PLA is if you ever had the end of the PLA get brittle and snap, that's because you've straightened out that portion of the PLA, which puts microfractures in the plastic, which allows water ingress through the skin. PLA, the skin prevents the water from getting in. So if you have very brittle PLA, that's an indication that it's water absorbed and you need to dry it, and then it'll stop being brittle. If you've ever gotten a roll where the whole roll is shattered, like it's fallen, like it's pieces on the roll, that's what happened. That's why I tell people do not re-roll PLA. Do not transfer PLA to another roll unless you're using it immediately, like in the next 48 hours. Yep. What'll happen is they'll take like a 5 kilogram roll and they'll re-roll it onto a smaller spool, and then they'll put that spool aside and come back a week later and it's in pieces. And that's what happened. When you straightened it out, you put microfractures in the filament itself. And now that it has microfractures, you're permitting water ingress. So it's now able to absorb water. And when PLA absorbs water, it gets brittle. So have to be very careful with that. Nylon shouldn't be a problem, since nylon's going to be water absorbed no matter what you do. You have to dry it no matter what. But they also don't get brittle when they get water absorbed. They get snap, crackle, pop. So you'll hear the little when you're printing, and you'll have that rough skin. That's water. It's literally water flashing to steam in the 450 degree hot end that you're running. But yeah, PLA gets super brittle. So if you unspool a roll of PLA to re-roll it, you have to use it right away, or you're going to have water problems. Yeah, and also recycled plastic does not work as well. Here's the thing. There are two ways to recycle plastic. One way is technically not recycling. You're reusing. You melt you shred the plastic up, you melt it down, you form it into something new. That does work, but the plastic degrades in quality each time you melt it. So you can only do that, even the second time you do it, it's going to be a significantly weaker plastic. Now, a true plastic recycling is a chemical process. That's where you break down the polymers in the plastic back to monomers again, and then you can turn them into any plastic you want, and it's like aluminum. It's totally perfectly brand new again. But that's a more involved chemical process to actually do that. The actual grind and remelt, it's like a VHS tape. You degrade it every time you do it, and it happens very quickly. Yeah, crystallization, correct. The crystals will come back to bite you. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to call it. I got to go to the post office today. I got a lot of packages to pick up. So I actually have to empty out the trailer to go to the post office. But I want to give shout outs again. Just because you guys are freaking amazing. So shout out to Natalie, $20 on PayPal. And Colin, $20 on PayPal. Lawrence, $10 on PayPal. And Jeffrey, $100 on PayPal. Thank you so much. I can't express how much I appreciate that. You guys freaking rock. I'm hoping this weekend to publish a video on Sunday with my feedback for the Creality wash station. And then probably next weekend I'll publish a feedback video for this printer here. And then next week we're going to do the Kaiwu printer. I think it's the same Kaiwu printer we already did. I think they sent me a production model now that they're shipping. And so we'll be building that one next week. And go from there. So thank you again so much. I appreciate it. I will see you guys next week. You guys have a great day. Summer is almost here. Winter is almost over.